had, for one, King's great oratory skills, and then for two, the press, who was basically taking it from there, making him larger than life, making him look like the preeminent Negro leader of our day, who can bring people together and all the things. And we are required as Christians, as believers, to test every spirit to see if it's of God. And we didn't do that. We just simply didn't do that. We allowed for this kind of concoction, this fabrication that was happening in real time to take place, and we allowed ourselves to be wooed by that. And this happens all the time. I mean, when you look at the Israelite people and how they wanted to be like the other pagan nations and have a king like the other pagan nations because they didn't want to be ruled by judges anymore. This tends to happen. We tend to fall in with what secular society is doing rather than being the remnant, rather than being the people who are called out of darkness.
Yeah.
And so it's just a matter of, again, not testing every spirit to see if it's of God. And so I think that's really what it is. And we have to guard ourselves. And it doesn't help that when you look at a lot of the entertainment that's out there, to the extent that you have movies, films, television, music that is made by secular people, it has the greatest talent behind it in terms of producers, in terms of directors, in terms of any manner of occupation. And you don't have as much attention to detail being paid when it comes to so-called Christian content. And so I think we need to step up our game when it comes to the kinds of things that we produce. But my point, though, is that, Satan is the kind of prince of the what does the Bible explain him as? Prince of the air. Yeah. There you go.
Too. Yeah.
And so, that's what we're having to contend with. Our battle is not against flesh and blood. It's deeper than that. It's bigger than that. And there's always these things that are fighting for our attention. And we know how Satan moves. Like we see it in the Bible, for example, when Jesus is in the wilderness for 40 days and Satan appears to him and tries to tempt him to basically worship him.
Yeah.
And we see Satan basically quoting scripture, so we know how he moves. So it's not far-fetched to think that he would put up somebody who seems like they're a Christian because he has a collar, he's preaching behind a pulpit. There's a cross behind him. He's using words that sound kind of Christian.
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, our strength, our rock.
But underneath all of it is a Marxist message, right? We need to be testing those spirits. Yeah.
Why don't I'm so mind boggled by it. I did an episode. I did 2 episodes just looking, and I forget who is the what did he say? He said that I am an MLK biographer and I'll never view him the same or something like that. It was an MLK biographer who basically just scoured through the FBI memos on MLK.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember his name, but I do know. I did see that. I saw that on X a few days ago.
I'm so mind boggled by the responses I got from people after doing that episode. I'm not saying that I expected people to say, "Oh my gosh, yeah, that's ridiculous. I'm disavowing him. To God be the glory." I don't expect that out of humans.
Right.
But people gave me the yeah buts. And I'm thinking, hold on, did you hear what I just said? What do you mean, yeah, but? This dude was a pastor. Not only a pastor, he professed faith that he didn't have. Not only did he profess faith that he didn't have, we continue to honor him today. Not only do we continue to honor him today, we mention his name during the worship services due to our king. And people are butting me. I remember in that notorious year, Darren, when a certain Ravens player had a drunken night with his fiance in Vegas, and he was caught on tape hitting his fiance. Now, that Ravens player's profession, his job, is to carry a ball and run fast. And after watching that video, the decision was you are no longer qualified to carry a ball and run fast.
Right.
And
Michael Vick.
Right, Michael Vick.
Yeah, Michael
Right.
Vick.
Eagles.
Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, but we get to Martin Luther King, and it's like, well,
but
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
But I mean, what's apparent to me is that, I mean, he never professed to be a Christian. Like when I watch Martin Luther King's speeches, where does he ever mention the gospel? No. He's never said the gospel. So I'm trying to figure out, like, where, like you said a couple generations ago, were they listening for the gospel ever? You know, was that something a part of, like, even some of our old church? Is the gospel something that's ingrained in us that we mature in as we get older and older and older, or are some of the elders in our churches still babies in the faith and can't really hear or don't know what they should be hearing from their shepherd, to the point where as long as you can, like you said, have a collar and say words like predominantly in weird ways and cadences, that now you're a shepherd? Like,
and he said, go ahead.
He just says words backwards for no reason. And
King was
like,
always making up words.
Yeah.
King, he would make up a word quick.
It's like, what is
we can't. What white society likes to do was to thingify. I was like, what?
Right.
Thingify? What is thingify? We need to move
Oh man.
We need to move from a thing-oriented society to a person-oriented society. It's like, okay, just say that then.
Yeah.
But I mean, but he was always making up words, and again, he had the cadence of a minister. And really, Darren, because you bring up a very good point, when it comes to King, he didn't necessarily need to say that he was a Christian, even though he did. He is on record saying, as a Christian, X, Y, and Z.
Right. Yeah.
But all they really needed was the aesthetic. That's all they needed.
What's the difference between a political speech and a sermon?
Oh, for me, I don't know that there's much difference.